What's cracking? We're live.
Cracking. What's cracking, everybody? How you guys doing today?
What's up? Today's a good day for us.
Today is a different day. My big channel isn't really doing numbers. My small channel's killing it. But we're blessed no matter what. We're out here. We don't have
Mhm.
judges making rulings on us.
Mm.
We don't have any of our assets maybe being frozen, and we're not committing crimes. So today is a good day.
I was looking into the Wes Watson thing, the default thing, and some guy that actually is he got at me. He's actually a lawyer out of
Mhm.
Miami that does that stuff, Dubs. And he was talking about how a default is just paperwork stuff and how that basically if the black dude wanted to make more money, he should have sued the gym. Put it like that.
He did sue the gym.
Yeah, that's where he's going to get his money from. A lot ain't going to come from Wes. He said. I don't know
Well,
why, but that's what he was saying.
I don't believe that. And remember, I have three certificates in
Mm-hmm.
as a paralegal. I have one in civil litigation, one in personal injury tort law, and then one in paralegal studies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And punitive damages are where you get your money. Compensatory damages are
Mm-hmm.
what are making you whole again. And then punitive damages are to punish you so you don't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched Jesse on Fire, and Jesse on Fire, we talked about it. I called him and we talked
Mm-hmm.
about it after because he was like, it's kind of fucked up to sue the gym. But anybody, if they get hurt in any place, you
It's
always
automatic, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
yeah. But the difference here is if you go back to the video when they were in the gym and they were interviewing Wes and everybody else, a guy that worked at the gym was saying, hey, why are we even making this a thing? That guy came in here. How about I just go and erase the tapes and you guys get rid of your stuff and we just let this go away? That guy worked there.
Mm. Yeah, that's bad.
Now you're trying to convince the cops to commit a crime to cover for somebody that's just somebody that goes to your gym. That's
Wild.
so
That's wild.
as far as Wes Watson, I don't know why an attorney would say you're not going to get that much money when he says he has 15 Rolls Royces. Well, then they can confiscate those, and then that guy
Yeah.
can sell those and get
Yeah.
whatever. If he sells them for $1 million each, and supposedly they're $6 million car, I don't know how much these cars are.
Well, I've Googled Wes Watson. He's worth. It says he's worth $8 million. Total. Those things are always wrong. They're off a little bit or whatever. It's always a little bit more. He's got money. He's got money, but like we were talking about earlier, I don't know where all that money comes from. That's a lot of money. They're gonna have to figure out where all that money comes from, man. That's the fishy situation. I don't know.
I don't know anybody that would get sued that actually has money that would ignore the lawsuit.
Yeah.
That's just stupid, Holmes.
Yeah,
You
that's
have to respond. You get unless it's changed, you have 20 days upon service to respond.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they made sure they didn't wait just 20 days, right? But this dude, when they went to serve him, he opened the door.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter because a case like that, they're gonna. If you go to a restaurant, they're gonna follow you and they're gonna serve you there. They're gonna follow you around for this type of money.
Yeah. You would think, and this is the truth, you would think anybody that has the type of money he claims to have or does have, right, would have lawyers on retainers, a criminal lawyer as well as anyone for civil litigation. They would have lawyers on retainers. I got a lawyer on retainer for family law all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Baby mamas, I'm ready at all points, right? So you would think that they would have one on. He would have one on retainer. You just even if you're not in the mix or getting into anything, just because of how much money you have and who you are, because women could try to sue you, people could try to say anything, just for things like that. So for the lawyer not to respond, because the lawyer has to respond.
Yes,
he has to respond through the lawyer or whatever. No response. That's odd. That's odd, man. Like there's a reason for all that. Maybe he knows. Maybe his lawyer advised him not to. I don't know.
Look, everybody said as soon as the video came out, as soon as it was known, Wes Watson got into an altercation in the gym. everybody knew. That's a lawsuit.
100%.
Immediately, he should have been asking, hey, who's the best personal injury, or whoever, civil litigation attorney? I need that guy, right? But if you go back to what JD DeLay was talking about, he's talking about a big old conspiracy. If that conspiracy is true, then it makes sense that he wouldn't respond because he doesn't want them looking into where his money's coming from. The bad thing is, by not responding, if they order that he owes, let's just say $1 million, it's going to be more than that. Let's just say he owes $1 million, right? His assets, I mean, anytime he makes money, they're going to pull that. It's not where because he didn't respond, he gets to ignore it and his bank account's safe. It's not safe. No. And he did a live today, and I saw the live, and he said, if I go, he said his broke is richer than everybody else still, right? And he said if he was to go completely broke, it would take him 6 months to bubble back and be rich again.
Doing what?
Doesn't matter. They're listening to that.
Yeah, I know.
So when they have a judgment against him, any money he makes, they're going to snatch that up. It's just, and I said in my video today, I don't wish bad on nobody. I don't wish bad on this dude, but he needs to call his lawyer, his criminal defense attorney right now, and ask him, what do you see the total being for this case? Because I need to pay you right now before they take my money. Because if he loses that attorney, they say he's a gunslinger. If he loses that attorney, he could be looking at some serious time.
Well, yeah, they offered him a 3 to 5 deal. He turned it down, said, let's take it to the box. So, I mean, there's a bigger amount of time that he can get. When they offer you some time, that means there ain't a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, Wes, right? Because usually, man, if it's just a slap on the wrist, it'd be some probation, some whatever. They're offering time. That means there's a big chunk of time he could be facing. If he doesn't have a good lawyer, he can get he can fuck around and do 5 to 10.
And then there's two. I don't know how true this is. We're gonna get into the gossip of it all. But there's 2 gangs over there. One is the Bloods, and then there's another one. And supposedly both of those groups have said if he does time over there, it's gonna be all bad.
There's gonna be trouble.
Come on, homie. He's from California, and he's going over there talking about he runs that city. It's his city.
That, and on top of all the N-words and racial things that he did on that live, that could have an adverse effect on his incarceration around a bunch of brothers. They might be feeling some type of way.
Zopound. That's what it is.
Zopound. Yeah, he might be. You can't just. I don't know if he's one of those people. He just thinks his money makes him untouchable, or that money buys happiness. Because he's a person that has so much money that looks very unhappy all the time. He's always angry.
Thank you, Lali. Yeah. Imagine being stuck in a cell with somebody like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
I'm one of those people where like I'm always level. I'm always the same, right? But if you get around me and you have a bad attitude, it's immediately I'm like, what the fuck's this vato tripping on? You know what I mean? It's just, and that dude is always negative. Imagine him going in there and then trying to make fun. I mean, as it is, supposedly it's all bad for him. But imagine him talking about, look at that fool's canteen bag. You call that canteen? Oh shit!
Imagine if he does get incarcerated. Imagine not having the supplements that he uses consistently daily. Right, his body's going to go into some type of shock or something. Because do
they withdraw from that shit?
I don't know if you would have to. I've never done that shit, but the amount of fucking things that he's taking, I'm sure, to maintain is pretty. I'm sure it's a pretty aggressive, fucking costly and pretty aggressive, right? So that dude, I don't know if he kicks, but his body will kick, meaning like I think his body will go into shock, some type of shock, like because you can't go from you got to wean yourself off that. You can't just be flat turkey, like cold turkey. Bam! I'm just not taking steroids no more.
He needs to start weaning himself off of it now.
He needs to get in preparation for doing time, even if he's not going to do time. You know what I'm saying? Prepare for it. Start burying a little bit of bread here and there. Do what you got to do to prepare yourself for later. because
you know that's funny that you said that. You reminded me of a homie from
Mhm.
Chicas. We were in Wasco, and this dude was a baller, fool. Like all of us
Mhm.
knew. Santa Barbara, Ventura County, everybody knew. This fool was a baller, Holmes. He had a lowrider on Dayton's with hydraulics, fool. And he would go to
Mhm.
Los, he'd be in Chicas, he'd be in Bruta. And he had a case where anyways, I don't want to get into the case, but he buried an amount of money and like 2 or 3 keys of dope, right?
Mhm.
He buried it out there in Chicas. And
Mhm.
he's telling us in the day room, he's like, fool, check this out. When I get out, Holmes, I'm going to be back on my feet, like, whoop, whoop. And we're like, fool, how are you going to be back on your feet? He goes, man, I buried some fucking dope. I buried a gun and I buried some fucking money. And we're like, fool, they're going to build over that. He's like, oh, fuck, I got to get on the phone. I got to get on the phone. I'm like, fool, there's no fucking phones here. What the fuck? We're in reception.
Yeah, he was stressing, huh?
But he thought he had a master plan. And I was like, homie, who you gonna tell? He goes, I'll tell my mom to get it. I go, how you gonna explain? He goes, fuck, hey, I know.
He didn't make a map?
This one is like, you go to this tree, you take this many steps.
You're
like,
the Goonies. He's doing the Goonies.
In your steps, homie, you're gonna have your mom digging everywhere. The fuck? But no,
I mean, look, if you know what you're doing and you do it in someone's family member's backyard, like a grandma that's been there for 30 years and ain't going for 30 more, right? Then you're good.
Yeah.
But,
you know,
hey, the world's dumbest criminals, right? They're just always not thinking straight. Like you have a master plan, but
let's go ahead and get sidetracked for a second and we'll get back to it. No, so this Vato was a big, I mean, he was a youngster my age. I was 19 when he got busted. He was like 20 years old when he got busted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big time baller. And this Vato told him, this Vato was like a manager for one of the one of the grocery stores in Chicas, right? And he told he was like, hey, if you hit this place, like when we have like the days we drop off the money, Holmes, it's like a $40,000-$50,000 lick. And you're in and out 5 minutes. And he's like, man, I'm balling. I don't got to do that. And he's like, fool, I'm the manager. I can turn off all the cameras.
Easy money. Yeah.
So the homie, his name was Hector. He was just from Chicas, right? So Hector's like, what? Wait, 40, 50 racks, 5 minutes, and you can turn the cameras off. And he goes, yeah. He goes, let's do that.
Yeah.
So he goes, ties everybody up, puts them in the refrigerator. He even put a jacket over a hyena that was shaking. He thought she was scared, but he thought she was cold, right? Put a jacket.
Yeah.
Gets the feria, walks out. That fool goes to his mom's pad later that night, and his mom's like, what the fuck? She's watching the news, and there's Hector walking out with bags of money out of the fucking grocery store on camera. So he sees that. He's like, what the fuck? And he was supposed to split it 50-50 with the manager, right?
Yeah.
And so the manager calls him and he's like, hey, what's up? And he's like, hey, why am I looking at myself on the news right now? And he's like, man, I had to leave one camera on. If I would have turned them all off, they would have known that it was an inside job. He's like, that wasn't the agreement, Holmes. Yeah. He's like, you ain't getting half. He goes, I'm gonna give you 5,000 and that's it. So anyways, long story short, the Vato him and another dude went and kidnapped Hector's wife and daughter, right? They called Hector's moms. Hector went over there, boom, got on the phone, and they said, hey, we got your wife and your daughter. We want half. And Hector said, kill them both because I'm coming for you. They got scared. They released the wife and daughter. He asked them, where were you at? He went, he kicked the door down. Not the manager, but the dude with him was right there when he opened the door. He smoked him, and that fool got life, fool. And the DA knew that the whole kidnapping. So I'm not talking about anything that didn't come out in court. But no, that Vato really thought he was going to somehow beat that case and then dig up some dope and some old crusty ass dope and a rusty gun, and he was going to be back on his feet.
I wonder if that money's still there.
Well, it has to be. Nobody could go get it.
We might have to do the Goonies and Chicas one of these days. Hey, we're going to come up.
Well, Chicas is different. A lot of places they used to have agriculture, they built over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's lost and not found. It would something that will probably be stumbled across if a pipe breaks, and you just never might not ever be found. Plus, hopefully he wrapped the money up good enough where it doesn't mildew and because money gets moldy and shit. But anyways, going back to Wes, like I said, if I'm in Wes's position right now, I'm thinking like I'm gonna do time.
But wait. If we're gonna be real, imagine being an ex-convict, homeboy. Knowing what that is in out here in California.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a different state. You're not fucking welcome. You have disrespected all the street cats there, and you're looking at doing time. That's the mindset he's got to be in.
Okay, well, my mindset would be fucking a non-extraditional place.
No, but I don't think he has enough brains to understand the danger he's in because
he feels like he's untouchable. He's been around other millionaires, people that people that just party all the time, just have it their way, very fucking aggressive guy. You know, all these dudes that think they're alphas. Those are the type of people he's around. People that are like, that ain't shit, man. With money buys the way. You know what I mean? Money can cover a lot, and money does change things. But man, I'm telling you right now, non-extradition type shit is what I'd be on. You know what I mean? I'd be
non-extradition. You mean you want to interstate?
No, I don't want. I want to go somewhere where, if I'm looking at 15, 20 years and I'm not trying to do the time because I already know it's going to be all bad when I get there, like Wes, shit, see you later. Catch me.
Yeah, non-extradition means you're staying in Florida.
Well, no, I said I'd be going to a country that's non-extradition back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
See you later. Cuba. I'll catch you on the rebound.
Cuba. Imagine him going to Cuba, surrounded by
dye the beard black, put a wig on, and voila, there you go.
He's a racist.
Oh yeah, that's an issue. It's always going to be an issue.
Imagine him being homie. That's a communist country, and they have non-extradition. But hey, over there, they can arrest you and never give you a trial and house you for the rest of your life.
Hey, he can go hide out in Puerto Rico somewhere with the Paul brothers, since they say they're Puerto Rican.
No, they say they're Puerto Rican.
Yeah, they say that. One of them says, "Well, Logan Paul's, I'm just a white man." The other one's Puerto Rican, but they're brothers, same mom, same dad. How the fuck that happened? You know what I mean? But the one, he's a Puerto Rican fucking the one that fights all the time. Not Logan. Logan, not the wrestler.
Jake is a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, Jake's Puerto Rican. Sometimes.
What the fuck? Why the Boricuas? I'm Mexican, and I'm gonna say on behalf of all the Boricuas, Charlie.
Hey, that fool says he's related to Berlanga through marriage, and neither one of them are married.
He's related. He's Puerto Rican through dog, because he got a dog from a Puerto Rican vato, and his dog and that dog. That's what he's doing for.
Because that dude went to a restaurant and ordered a chuleta. He's Puerto Rican all of a sudden.
Is that no way, homie?
Hey, that dude right there. He dated a Puerto Rican chick, and now he's Puerto Rican. She put Puerto Rican in him. I don't know how. But
she put her finger in his butt, and he thought,
that's it. She said, you got Puerto Rican in you? He said, no. She said, "Tas." Now you do. He's like, all right. He said, hey, he stuck it up, and he said, "Coño," right? That was it. It was on. Shout out to the Boricuas. That about got a little bufongo.
I never knew they say they're like the Island Boys. They say they're Cubano, but I never knew the Pauls.
They speak fluent Spanish and shit though. Like I believe there's something.
Island Boys. Yeah,
I think they're half turtle.
Them vatos, homie. Shout out to that vato's baby, but why does it look like
that? Man, hey, look. I don't want to talk about no one's kids. I'm not gonna talk about his kid like that, but I'm gonna say this, Dubs. I'm gonna say this. Sometimes when he be doing his little TikToks, the way he be holding his baby, I'm like, hey, that's not right. Like, CPS, where you at? That's not right. He be having his baby shaking him, screaming, talking about he's a beautiful baby. I said, not after you're done with them. The fuck you doing?
It is crazy.
You know what I mean? Hey, it's a trip. Like they need to evaluate that situation because that kid's.
I'm pretty sure. Hey, look, I'm gonna keep it real. The way that baby looks, I'm pretty sure when they turn the camera off, that baby talks in full sentences. He's like, "What the fuck were you holding me like that for, you son of a bitch?" I feel like that baby can talk. It's smarter than. I feel like that baby, that ugly baby, is the smartest person in the house.
Yeah. The cool part is they be G'd up from the feet. Like the Island Boys will have all these for their era, right? They have all these skin tight clothes, all this shit on, diamond teeth, all that, and they're holding the baby. The baby has no socks, no shoes, and a fucking onesie from Walmart, and they're shaking it.
Hey, I'm not lying, homie. When you say Island Boys, I have to laugh because then I picture them fighting. Every time they try to fight.
Hey, what about Charleston White said he'll fuck both of them up at the same time? Wow.
What about when that Vato's lady pulled up on him and was like, "Don't be talking about my baby"? He was like, "Man, you mad at me that you got an ugly baby? I ain't the daddy."
Don't be mad.
You did that.
Since we're speaking about the Island Boys, what about their boy D Kane's over there kissing his homeboy on TikTok now?
Oh,
Did you see that?
He's doing that too?
Yes, man. Yes.
Hey, we devolved. I didn't know you could devolve from Wes Watson. Hold on.
To a nine boy.
Well, now we're just talking about TikTokers.
It's crazy because it goes all the way from
Lalo gone crazy.
Wes is all crazy. Like when you start thinking about the big scheme of things, Wes ain't that bad compared to those dudes.
Hey, but what about so let's get into these TikTokers, fool. Hey, what about Lalo gone crazy? His career's over. His TikTok, he can't talk and TikTok no more because he lost the fight, fool, because he fat ass couldn't fight no more.
So he put his TikTok on the line?
No, nobody wanted. He was doing that stupid song that he always does. The shit he does, and they were like, "Fool, that was a long time ago. Fool, why are you doing that?"
They were like, they were like, you lost already. That's it. It's over.
They were saying, "I miss the homeless fucking Lalo." I read his comments.
No, I missed the fucking the pigeon shit. Fucking Wes Watson, right? The one that when the pigeons would drop shit on his head when he was on the park bench.
I missed the beanie.
West, right?
I missed the beanie back there.
When they didn't have money like that, them guys were humble. Very humble.
Straight up.
They got a little bit of money, a taste of a little bit of money, and that's how you can tell the difference from the person who's never had any.
Let's do an experiment. Everybody send us each $10 million and let's see how me and Gunner act. I'm down. Who do we got to talk to? Elon?
Where's Elon at?
Is Elon a human being? Fool? Serio.
I don't want to speak on it because I don't want him to come kill
me.
We're
all over the place, eh? But is Elon a fucking human being, eh?
I think he's a fucking robot. I think he was created in some lab.
What Davato is, but
Davato's AI. You know what I mean? Davato's different. He talks funny. His body's shaped funny.
His eyes go all over the place when people are talking. Have you seen him like when they show him at the beach? Why do they say all the billionaires are built fucked up? I don't want to be a billionaire. If that's the case.
Man, they got something going on.
Hey, Maru Scott, thank you. I don't want to be a billionaire. My body's going to fucking like turn into that type of shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Davato's growing an extra shoulder. He's a trip when he walks. Davato fucking walks like this. Raider 211, let's talk about DK. I just told Dubs about that. I seen that shit. I just happened to come across that, and they were doing some weird, wild shit there. The Vatos were looking at each other. They were stargazing. They were looking at each other's eyes.
Hold on, my goals. I had to go up and have to shout out to Lali. Shout out to Justin Pace. Shout out to HP Cyclone. Shout out to Marie Scott. Shout out to Nicholas Burnett. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Okay,
you hit your goal?
I don't think so, but I didn't look. I just that was the thing. Is why? Okay, there we go over here. Did I hit my goal? Nope. I'm 3 of 10. But anyways, my bad. What were we talking about?
Yeah, no, that dude DK, he's over there fucking confuzzling. He's confuzzling with some Vato, huh? Yeah. Hey, look. I don't know like if that's the thing that they do nowadays to try to get attention or
is that for real, homie? He's kissing dudes now too?
Yeah, well, it's like they come out to the point where they're almost gonna do it and then it shuts off.
Oh, they get nervous.
So it's meant to, like, I guess, make people wonder, right? And I'm not wondering. I already know. Fuck, you get that close to someone, you're in violation already.
They get butterflies. They get butterflies. Like Mariah Carey.
Got butterflies in their stomach. They're sitting there eating fucking s'mores together, feeding each other s'mores. Marshmallow all over the lip and shit. It's a trip.
Why you put an H in that word, fool? Why you put an H in it?
I'm just saying.
Oh, that's
but
bad. I recognize that.
Back to Wes Watson, right? Who's probably the fucking
bring it back. Circle back.
Craziest, but the sanest out of all them dudes. Wes Watson is if I like I said, man, if I was in his position, I'd be thinking end game. I wouldn't be thinking, doing jail time. I'd be thinking about not doing jail time or what I have to do to put something away in the cuts before jail time. Because if you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna go to jail. You might as well put some away. If you're sitting on 8 milli, you know what I'm saying? A little $500,000 stashed somewhere, washed, put away. Because that dude will be absolutely broke. If all these different lawsuits, and if he gets, there's other content creators that are saying some other different things. He could be charged in RICO, just different things that they're saying, like of ways he made his money. Because I've always questioned the way he makes money, but it's his business.
Yeah.
If it comes out like that, Dubs, you know how many different lawsuits you have to pay back. You know what I mean? Like
no. So in my video today, because I know you never watch my shit, so let me break it down for you. Cliff note. So in my video today, the first video I did on him, I talked about how according to Isla the Thinker, shout out to Isla the Thinker. Isla the Thinker has she's tying him into a federal case that was filed against one of his boys, allegedly one of his boys out of Texas. I don't know if he's involved or not, but if so, we're not even going to factor in time that he would have to do. It's restitution, right? And then if the case that JD DeLay was talking about is true, let's forget about time, restitution. And now he just defaulted on this civil lawsuit. So he's got shit just stacking up, homie. Like doing time is he's not looking at life. But you know, I'm just saying, if he goes to look at Florida and Texas, they do time different than us. You know, out here in Califas in California, you do time, you know, you're with a group of people. And your heart check is going to be different. It's, are you willing to put in work? In Florida and in Texas, you're going to have to get down with a gang of dudes. Back to back. You can't hide behind, hey, I'm a white man, I'm a wood, I'm a skin. And no. There's very few of those type of people over there. So he's going into a completely different type of environment that he's not used to. And he's already from out here said he runs that city. He is that man for Miami.
Yeah, he's wild. He's wild for that one. Damn. And that situation right there, that's the incarceration part. The part is all these videos that he's still making, screaming, calling people out, talking shit, disrespecting people, being racial, like all this will be used against him. It's just like the no jumper thing, since we're talking about shit like that. They've already shown that law enforcement watches YouTube. They're watching these big platforms. They're watching, right? And
behind the wall, thank you very much.
There's all these people, they're looking at them. Because if people on YouTube are coming up with these ideas, like they're getting it from somewhere. You know what I mean? So they're getting inside information or someone's telling them something. So believe me, man, it's only a matter of time before law enforcement swoops in and then that fool's in a world of hurt. In trouble. He might skip the state and just go to the feds. You know what I mean?
And the reason why I was bringing that up is because doing time, when you know how to do time, you can do time anywhere, right? Yeah. But if he look at allegedly, again, according to Isla the Thinker, allegedly he already owes like $3 million just to the IRS. That's not factoring in any of this other money that he may owe. When you're owing in the millions, how do you come back? I don't see his hustle being good enough to come back from all that.
I don't see his hustle at all, really. To be honest with you, we've already talked about this before, and like you said, you told me you thought that maybe some people in the beginning seen a potential cash cow there was like, hey, look, we can utilize your paint job, your look, your fucking charisma to sell a product. You know what I mean? You're gonna basically be the spokesman for this product. And in doing so, we're gonna push you. You know, we got the abilities to push you. They did that. They were able to put him on. From there on, it's all about his investments. And to me, I'm just gonna be honest with you, it seems like he invested in shady shit. Or it seems to
no. But you have to understand that we're looking at it like what you said. You're right. I did say that because I didn't factor in what JD DeLay was saying. You know, according to JD DeLay, it could have been a whole different type of people that approached him and said, hey, you know, we can supply these things. And, you know, this becomes because look, this is what he did. He formed an S corp, right? So in forming his S corp, if you notice, if you look at any of his new videos, he always drives a fancy car, parks it, gets out. He's got the jewelry on. Those are props that he can write off. Those are things that's part of his business. See, like you and I, if right now, if we form an S corp, we can't put our cars under the S corp, under an LLC, because they're not in our videos. Now, if we did a video and every day that car is part of the intro and we driving,
claim it. Yeah, we could claim it.
You see what I'm saying?
Claim it as a prop in your video, just like all this other stuff that we buy.
So imagine being able to put 15 different cars under that protection.
Yeah, there's a lot of money starting to become involved. Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. Yeah, and I see it. At the end of the day, if we see it, everyone else sees it, which, you know what I mean, it's crazy. Again, he could just be a fucking what do they call that, man? just a front man, just a dumbass that's willing to do anything for a little bit of bread, right? And for some
Absolutely.
clout. And the real money makers behind the scenes, you know.
I don't know if you know, getting back to prison stuff briefly, I don't know if Northerners do that, but some Southerners, you know, this is before everybody came out from the shoe. We used to utilize certain dudes, like let that vato take the heat, eh? That vato likes he likes the spotlight, let him have it, eh?
Yeah, let them think he's the one, but really the one's back here over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's I think every group does that. That's some art of war shit. You know what I mean? You always gotta, hey, if that's what that vato enjoys, if he wants to be the one out there claiming to be killing some shit, good. Let him be the one to get all the heat, so we can be doing it over here. That's and that the crash dummy, exactly. That's what I think he is, a crash dummy, because I don't see Wes having the intelligence to do. I mean, he, like, some of the things he says, he speaks in big words, but they're all parables. Nothing makes sense. You know what I mean?
Well, a parable is fine, but he doesn't apply any of it. You know, and I talked about that in my second video, where, you know, for years Wes Watson has talked about karmic debt. So you understand karma then, and you treated people the way you did, and you hustled people the way you did, and karma came back to haunt you, and it's going to humble you. And if you don't learn the lesson when karma comes to humble you, guess what happens? Karma comes back again.
Yeah.
And I don't see this vato humbling himself and just taking a step back and like, you know what? Maybe I need to stop with this fuckery, and I need to just start. A-holes. Look, I talked about it today. When I started going in on Wes, and it was just mainly clowning. He wasn't the person he is now. There was only 2 channels, me and one other channel. Do you remember who it was?
That were going in on Wes? You and Joey Stacks.
No, me and Prison Break Raw. Me and JD. JD.
Joey Stacks was the very first one to ever do a video on Wes way back in the days when Wes Barry first started and said it. And then he was like, later on, see, I told you, homie, I was right, homie, see. But and Prison Break Raw were the ones that were doing it back to back. But he was the first one that I ever seen.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is back then, me and JD, me and Prison Break Raw were the 2 channels that were roasting him. And we caught a gang of hell because there were a lot of people that really believed his message and really believed he was a positive influence and that we were being negative. And since that time, a lot of those people that were mad at us support us now, or support me, because JD's not making any. Shout out to JD. Shout out to Break Raw. But he's not doing so. They're and they tell me like, hey, I used to fucking go in on you, but now like you were right.
Well, yeah.
And that's a terrible thing that he had a lot of people really behind him, and he, instead of being appreciative, he took advantage of it.
Took advantage of him. And that, remember I was talking to you earlier, and I was talking about the pimp, how I look at him. That's how I look at him, as a pimp. You know, in the philosophies of that, you tear someone down and you rebuild them, you mold them and shape them the way you want them to be, right? He just tears you down and leaves you like that. You know, when people are paying him to be a life coach, or like, and a lot of people are like, look, he's big, he's successful, he did it. I want to have my life like that. It doesn't work that way, right? But he'll make you believe him. People like Big Boy, they'll make you believe that you can be that, right? So then once you pay the money, all that changes. Then they tell you straight up how it is. You can never be like me. You know what I mean? They just tear you down and leave you demoralized and take your money. That's what he does. Hey, John Bravo's in the house. What's up, man? I was just about to talk about John Bravo right now.
That piece of shit.
The piece. I can listen to these boys talk about West. What I was going to say about John Bravo is, and I said it in my video I did earlier, John Bravo is a relentless individual, but he's on point. John Bravo, for whatever reason, man, John West disrespected John, and John said, okay, now let's see where you're at.
Here's the thing with John. John Bravo doesn't do a lot of videos on Wes. When he does the video, he drops the hammer.
Hammer.
Puro vergazo. It's a wrap, right?
Game over.
When John Bravo thankfully he's a friend of the channels. Because when he goes in on people, he's bringing receipts, Holmes.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that he allows me to react to and respond to his videos. I mean, shit, he made me do 2 videos in one day, and both were on fire. And you know, I don't like doing that. When one's on fire, I like, hey, let that thing go. But because his video was so good, I said, no, I have to listen. I have to fucking respond and react to this video today.
Yeah, you know, I appreciate the the points he brings, like you said, the receipts. And it's like, and that's what Wes didn't understand. The way he treated people is what alerted people like John Bravo, myself, you, other people. It piqued our attention because in the beginning it was just about the prison stories. It was about calling bullshit on some bullshit ass prison stories. That's how you started off. You were doing comedy, having fun. I was like, ain't no damn way, right? Ain't no way you were here or there. And then it evolved into something different. It started to evolve into this dude really is an asshole. and then he got the attention of other content creators like Mud Pit, like Bubba, the Army, all that, right? And he has people shooting at him from every direction, which I understand how that feels, man. You know, especially when it's trolls, but these are not trolls. These are actually legit big channels that are at him, right? And these guys, man, they're hitting him from every angle. But John Bravo, he be bringing the heat.
No, check this out. And you know his video about talking shit about UFC guys, right? Masvidal responded. Masvidal's right there in Miami.
Yes, he'll hurt him. He'll hurt him.
Masvidal said that he thinks Wes's old lady will give him a better fight than Wes.
Hey, not only that, I also heard, I'm not sure, that Strickland also responded.
Well, Strickland has a track record. He's beat up like 3 different content creators.
Bad. Doesn't stop.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, Holmes. I could take an ass whooping if like I'm on the street and I get an exchange and we chunk them. If win or lose, I can accept it. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let Sean Strickland do what he did, because he clowns you when he's whooping you, fool. I would be extremely upset.
A cold piece.
Yeah, I have to have a weapon. My bad.
Yeah, hey, Strickland too. He's relentless. They be like, stop. He doesn't stop till he's done. He's one of those dudes that he's just gonna beat the dog shit out of you. So
yeah,
you know, Wes he has to worry about UFC fighters. He's disrespected the whole UFC. He's got to worry about all mixed martial artists, not just UFC, but all them guys. Got to worry about the brothers in prison. Got to worry about the Zoe Pound. He's got to worry about the feds. Got to worry about the IRS. Got to worry about the plastic surgeon that fucked his old lady's left nipple up. He's got to worry about a lot. He's got a lot of worries.
Fool,
and on top of that, he might be doing some time.
You open the door, Holmes. You open the door, and I'm gonna go through it, Holmes.
For what?
Shout out to his old lady, but why? Every time I see her, I have to do that, fool.
Hey, she's like that from the
fuck is homie? And then she's bony as fuck with humongous tits that don't move.
Hey, I tell you right now, she looks like the female version of Elon Musk. She's growing an extra spine. Like her shit's, she's all bony. Look, that's what I'm saying. For someone who has as much money as he does, he don't got the right game plan. He don't got the right lawyer, and he definitely got the wrong plastic surgeon, because man, and he's got a fucked up tattoo artist.
Oh man, he should have went to prison for 500 murders. Whoever, every time somebody put fucking a dot in his head, he should have got a case. Homie, every tattoo on his body is fucked up.
Man, that one right there, hey, self-made is that's squiggly. That ain't even. Oh man, the fool didn't have a squiggly hand. That he had a squiggly hand.
That's when you know that's when you know he's an idiot. Look, when you're gonna get your head blasted, you get your head blasted with. You keep in mind you still want to be able to keep like a hairline, right? And you're gonna blend all your tattoos to where it looks like you have. Homie, self-made is damn near in his eyeball. It starts right here.
Well, look, I violated that rule myself because I went with this one, but I wanted this one kind of this the way I wanted it positioned, so it was on like the forehead a little bit, right? Because I don't plan on getting the hairline shit because I still got a little bit of a hairline, and I don't plan on getting the full helmet, right? But those that do,
where's your hairline?
That need it like Wes,
where's
right?
Your hairline? Where's your hairline?
My hairline is still right here. I just got a baloney patch in the back. My hairline's still there. Look. I still got hair. I just got the Yankee Stadium on the back of my head.
I thought you liked the Giants, fool. I got the Yankee Stadium.
Well, it's the Yankee Stadium because it's always empty and meaningless. That's right.
How many fucking championships you guys got? We got 27.
27 what?
The world championships. The fucking Yankees.
Roger Clemens also had a fucked up mustache when he was on your team. It was all bad.
I never liked him. When he came to the Yankees, to me, he was always a Red Sox. He was always a Red Sox. Fuck that guy.
Rocket. Look, back to Wes, the Rocket, Wes Watson. He's got rocket arm, right? He shoots it up in there. He's
what about you know, look, I did happen to see somebody in the chat say if they were asked, I don't know who the fuck they were asking, but they asked somebody in the chat, hey, if you were Wes Watson, what would you be hooping right now? It's like, what the fuck? That Walter's hooping everything.
Yeah, that Vato got 4 cans of Bugler and you don't even smoke. Look, here's the truth.
Thank you, Douglas Williams, for the cash app. I appreciate you, big dog.
I've been at a point in my life where I had a little taste of a little bit of money. Nothing like Wes.
Yeah.
A little taste of money, right? Then I got humbled. I was making decent money, doing my thing. I was doing well. And then about a year or two ago, man, my YouTube, something happened, right? I stopped pushing pedal to the metal. I stopped making the money like I was making for that period of time. Ooh, humbled me like a motherfucker. But I wasn't out there talking shit. Me and the type of person, I was like blessing all my homies, like blessing family, blessing everyone. That's who I am. I was blessing. And then when I was broke as a joke, when I was there, I seen nobody was there anymore. Everybody was like, bam, doing their own trip, right? So I was like, all right. But I struggled, strived, and got back on my feet, right? Humbling. But with Wes, he forgot the struggle before. He's going to have to go back to where I went back, and we're going to see if he can recover with that struggle. His struggle is a lot more than mine. Mine was just didn't have as much money. His struggle is going to be prison, adversity, fucking. Well, his lady's going to leave. Just last time he did fucking 2 days, she took all the bags and left. Imagine this time. She's really gone.
Oh, me. Remember when he broke up with her or she broke with, I don't know who left who. I don't give a fuck. But when they had their break last time, right?
Yeah.
He gave all of her clothes that he bought her to the other chick, the new one. And she went on camera and said, what kind of man does that? Man, why you ask that question? And then
the kind of man that you're with.
Yeah, you went back to him.
Yeah, they always do that, man. I remember one time this content creator, man, he got burnt for all kinds of money, and then he was talking all kinds of shit. And later on, he was like, bam, he was back with her. Like fucking, like she gave him her tax money back or something. It was crazy, right? The situation is this. When I see shit like that, like she leave Wes Watson, he's going back and forth. They're made for each other, Dubs. Him and that chick are made for each other, right?
Well, I think
that's the way it goes.
She's got more game than him. She's smarter than him.
Way more game than him.
She sees everything that's happening. She knows everything the motherfucking feds don't take, she's taking.
She's going to take it before the feds, before they can calculate.
No, she's going to
win. She's going to win. Oh, look at all them time, but all the times he was sitting in the park bench, all the times he was screaming, telling stories, everything he did, at the end, he's going to have nothing to show for it, but she is, and she's going to bounce.
What's
she's going to be with Puggy Watson in the Caribbean, him and his old lady doing swinging.
Be like that, eh?
Yeah, she'd be like that. Puggy Watson's going to be like that.
Fuck, that's crazy, eh?
Watson looks like half pug, half.
You should have saw the other day when he was talking about killers and that he was trying. His voice.
You missed the fundamentals of what Wes Watson was trying to say.
That's what he said. I said, "Oh my god, who the fuck is this guy? This is helium breathing ass son of a bitch."
He'd be like, "You guys didn't understand. You got to listen. Open your ears."
Oh, the voice is way higher than that. You haven't heard Puggy Watson talk?
Yeah, he sounds like this.
Hey, you got to really think about what Wes Watson is saying. I know what Wes Watson is saying, but do you fucking know what Wes Watson is saying?
That's how he talks. That's how he be sounding.
Why didn't I use my fucking soundboard when I fucking recorded the video making fun of his stupid ass voice? And I do my voice all high pitch for the fucking trolls, eh? They got me.
Yeah, he's cold.
But I want to say, for those of you, hey, for those of you that didn't watch my video today, the fuck's wrong with you? Oh, but anyways, for those of you that didn't see my video today, I did say, Holmes, I have Wes Watson fatigue.
Yeah, it gets old after a while.
I'm not a bully, Holmes. I'm not a bully, and I don't like bullies. And what's going on with this idiot at this point is pretty fucking like, how do you go? You didn't do 10 years, you idiot. But first, I don't know why does he think you have to have done 10 years? Why does he think you have to be fucking 6 feet tall and 250 pounds? We'll never understand that shit. But how do you go from prison, right? Get out and make money. I don't know what kind of fucking money you made. I don't care. I'm not pocket watching.
Still money.
But you made enough money to get out of California, get to Brickell, wherever the fuck Brickell is at, and you could have had a fucking beautiful life. And instead, you wanted more. today on the live that was, I don't know what fucking when it was. He held up his watch and was like, "This is a $300 something thousand watch." For what, fool? The JC Penney watch tells you the same fucking time.
The exact same time.
Hey, is
And how do I know? Because this is a JC Penney watch.
Hey, is JC Penney still around? I don't know. I don't even know.
This is actually I got a George. It's just a Citizen though. It's just a Citizen. It only costs $300.
Donald Trump can't touch that one. That's a Citizen, baby.
That's a Citizen, baby. That's an old school Citizen, baby. Citizen, baby. Go ahead, baby. Look, it looks. It still looks.
He didn't catch the joke. He didn't catch the joke.
Yeah, I caught it. He can't touch me. Donald Trump can't deport me.
I'm my joke, big dog.
I did. I'm a citizen. As long as I wear this, I'm undeportable.
Paisas, get the Citizen watch.
Hey, sponsored by Citizen. If you wear one of these, you get 2 free car washes, a free fucking mascara, and
free mascara.
Well, for the Edgars, that's what they wear nowadays. Ask Dick Kane. He'll tell you. You know what I mean? Buy 2 of these watches and you get a free 3-pack of Stratford white t-shirts.
There you go. Yeah, that watch is safe. We know that much. Shit.
I'm telling you right now, hey, don't get me mixed up. The only MS I know is when my old lady gets PMS. That's it. I'm just being real. I don't know nothing. I don't want to go to jail. I don't like machetes.
Breaking news. Gunner has an old lady.
Unbreaking that news. I was just telling the joke. Right? I'm unbreaking that news. $310,000 watch is what he said. Wes Watson said he had, right?
Said, I am unbreaking that news.
Yeah, what is it supposed to mean? Like when someone says, "Oh man, this fucking chain is $90,000. This watch," so who gives a fuck? Like, what is that supposed to do for anyone? I don't get it. Like, look, I like to have some nice jewelry. You go out, you want to look nice. It just looks nice with the outfit. I do it more for myself, not to show off, but for myself. I just like it. I've always said, when I start getting a little bit of money or whatever, I work hard for it. I'm going to buy me a nice chain. I used to see my Theos wear the nice chains, and I'm going to get me a nice one. We all do it. As men, we want a nice little go-to. Nothing crazy, but just nice little chain, little ring, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
These guys are getting all this shit. It's like, oh, look, I got this. Bro, so does fucking Johnny Dang. What does it mean? It doesn't mean nothing.
I don't get it. You know, for the longest, like when I was a youngster,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't wear chains because they're gonna break and fight. I had them break on me a few times, and I was like, "Fuck a chain." Well, I'm a square now. Check me out. Look, I wear a chain now because I ain't getting in no motherfucking fights. That's exactly. Like that to me is like a badge of honor, Holmes. I can wear a chain now because I know I'm not gonna be getting in no fucking fights with people. David, thank you.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Thank you, David. We appreciate you, man. It's a trip to me that these guys like Wes Watson and people, they're just like, they base their status and off the money they have, man. That's just make believe. Yeah, you might be able to enjoy a few things that other people can't, but look, we could all enjoy fresh air. You know what I'm saying? We could all enjoy freedom, and freedom means more than anything, than any amount of money. I could be a billionaire right now, and if I was going to do life, man, give me that fresh air. I'm not going to go do life. I'm not going to be a billionaire locked up. I don't care if people are going to say, "Oh, I got to take care of my whole family." Man, I'm a hustle and take care of my family. Fuck that. Straight up. I'm not going to do time like that. Hey, what's up, Loops? Thank you. What's up, Ruben? I'm not going to, there's no amount of money in the world that equals more than anything, Incarceration, man, it sucks. You're losing time, you're losing your life. Like your life, every day that goes by in life, we can't get that day back. So that's a day gone. That's a day gone, a day of hustle. Like, damn, you're losing your days. There's sometimes even with this YouTube shit, I'm gonna take the day off, man. I'm tired, I don't feel like doing it. But I lost that day forever. I can never get that day back. And I always regret it at the end of the month. Fuck, man, if I'd have just did this on that day, things would have changed, right? So Wes Watson, his ego and everything is fucked up his days. And so now we're going to see what his days consist of, because he's either going to be broke on the streets or he's going to be broke in prison, but he's probably going to be broke, man.
Wes Watson was live today, and I was actually on the phone with Jesse on Fire, and we're talking about certain things, and one of my subscribers put it in my comments, and I happened to see the comment, and I told him, hey man, this dude's live right now. So we got off the phone. He went to watch the live. I went to watch the live. I sent the live to Gunner.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know why he doesn't address it. He wouldn't address it. So anybody, people that weren't even being disrespectful, they were just like, hey, when is your court date? Why did you not respond? And stuff, and boom, boom, boom. They were deleting all those comments. And to me, I was like, this is a perfect opportunity for him to say, like, hey man, I know you guys probably heard about this, and this is what's going on. And
but maybe his lawyer told him not to even address it or talk about it anymore.
What lawyer? A lawyer? He don't have a lawyer for that.
Well, maybe he talked to his criminal lawyer and he gave him advice. I don't know. Look, I'm trying to be the devil's advocate here. I get what you're saying, right? Sometimes people address stuff, sometimes they don't. My thing is this with him. He needs to stop yelling, screaming, talking shit, calling people out and acting like that first and foremost before anything. You know, because every time it seems like I'm switching on, he's yelling and screaming, and we all know he's roid rage guy. He's pumped up. He's fucking trying to sell an image. But when a person asks like a simple question, like you're saying, people are not even, they weren't doing it to troll. They were just asking like concern, like, or just want to know, like, you know, you're a public figure. Hey, bro, what happened with the, the case? Are you good? And get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. And he's so disrespectful, man. Hope he keeps that energy with the Zopound. Cause
he's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
You know?
Yeah. No. Yeah. So I don't know. You know, it's just very unfortunate, man. Like I keep saying, and like I said in my video, man, you know, I don't want to see the dude go to jail. I don't want to see him flat broke. But whatever it takes for him to learn to appreciate what we all have out here, even, you know, from the smallest to the most, what we get out here, what we have out here, we need to appreciate that shit. Yeah. And maybe that's what the whole damn lesson is with Wes Watson. A motherfucker that got out of prison and was handed everything and just say, you know what, fuck it. I'd rather create a character and stick with that character than show anybody appreciation. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like we talked about earlier, Dubs. He created this character and he started to become that character. He started to become him. He started to believe that his history talks about, he really believes that shit. He got lost in the sauce. Yeah, he got lost. Hey, what's up, David? Thank you, man. Pepe's doing a case. Let's get tomorrow. We're gonna do another story and can I get at you? Dame media hora. Yeah, and so look at, before we go, we're almost an hour in. So this is a new format we're gonna try to stick to, guys. We're gonna try to do lives with a topic. We're not gonna be playing music. If we play music, it's gonna be probably Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those days, the weekend. But we want to in the house. Hey, what's up, Bubba? Yeah, we want to try to bring you guys something to where, you know, because a lot of people tell us, hey man, I missed the live. Fuck, man, I missed the live. And we take down the lives because of the music. And so we talked about it all yesterday, and we said, look, we need to start doing lives that have a topic. Yeah. And they can stay up. So those of you that missed it can always go back and it's gonna be there forever, right? On, like I said, maybe on Fridays, there may be certain days. We'll figure it out what days we want to play some music, and those ones will always come down. Yeah, but there's even now. Yeah, for now we're gonna do this, and there's even a possibility, Dubs, that we do this and we decide, fuck it, man. Late night, we're having a little sip. Let's go a little bit later, late night. You know what I mean? So it's not like we're gonna cut the music out completely. We're definitely gonna be getting that in, but we need to switch up a little bit as far as the content. And of course, we still want the interaction, you know, ask questions pertaining to the topic or whatever you want to ask. We're going to, speak on that. But we're going to try to really bring you guys some dope content, man. There's a lot of things out there that we don't speak on that we're going to start, addressing as far as, certain things. And shout out to Bubba. Bubba just passed 30,000 subscribers. This guy's about to pass my second channel. Probably shout out, Big Bubba. Next couple months. Shout him out. And as well as Mud Pit passed 10,000. So shout out Mud Pit. All these guys, man. We appreciate you guys. And those of you in the chat right now that aren't subscribed to Bubba, go ahead and subscribe. He's putting out a lot of good stuff. Right now, Bubba is going after Greg Douche.
Great touche.
So
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
shout out to Bubba, man. Hey, don't let me get a hold of him.
Hey.
I'm relentless.
Bubba's taking on a big dog, and he's right there toe to toe with him.
That's
You
Bubba
know?
the Hutt right there. Bubba the Hutt don't play, man.
Hut.
Bubba is the equivalent of point and shoot, but shooting not at no jumper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's Bubba right there. All right, man. Thank you guys. We're gonna get up out of here. We appreciate all the support. Thank you guys, everybody that tapped in. Again, man, this is gonna be the content of our creation, what we're gonna start to do, and we appreciate you. Dubs, hit him with your outro because it's real.
Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and don't forget to tell the ones you love that you love them. And let us know in the comments, man, on whatever channel you're watching on, if you like this new format and topics you want us to talk about. We might listen to you, we might not, but we want to start having a topic, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't watch a lot of videos, but thank you guys. We're out of
That's
here.
it.
I don't. Goodbye.
Right, you guys.